Yep, we finally got there. I have now invested over $100,000 into this Pokemon card business in just over a year, so 55 weeks, and we've ticked up to $100,000 invested, which is crazy. I didn't think it was going to be this much. When I started this journey, it was like the goal was to like sell X amount of dollars, but then I just kept putting more money into it, so it was like, all right, this is just a silly goal. So now we're getting into the profit goal. We're still trying to get to 50K. This week was a huge week, so buckle up. There's a lot to talk about. We had the 2 card shows back to back, Saturday and Sunday. Our first show, I'll touch on that a little bit. I'm going to do like a whole other video on it. And yeah, lots of spending and lots of spending, lots of buying. I invested like over $6,000 into Pokemon cards this week. We'll talk about what it was, and we'll go over all the numbers and what I think is going to happen towards the end of the year, and what kind of strategy is anyway. Right, so before we get into any of the juice, I am doing some merch drop. I'm going to do pre-orders to the end of this week, maybe middle of next week, because they shut up shop on the 24th, so I want to get the orders in before then and hopefully get them out to you. So we got a tank, a t-shirt, and a hoodie. Just the Ganga for now. I do have another logo, actually. It's a Pikachu, which is pretty cool too, but I'm going to kind of do like limited drops and limited amount, so because I just don't have infinite amount of money. So if you want to get a pre-order, order those in now. Hopefully you will get them by the end of the year. If not, you'll be looking sexy and fresh for 2026. It'd be good to, you know, see the brand around, you know, because I wear them to the shows. Going to get my girlfriend one, and if you're like a supporter of the channel and you wear it, I'll be like, bro, there's one of the insane legends. Anyway, and also there's more stock on the website too. Lots of from the shows, and yeah, so check out the website. Now, over the first show, we had Auckland Card Show day 1. I didn't do the profit from that day, but I did write down how much I spent. I spent $1,500 at that show because I was like, oh yeah, I'll spend a lot of money at this show and then I'll sell it all at the next show, at our show. But then what did I do? I spent more money. I spent $1,400 or just a little bit more at our show too. So I did lots of buying, and before that, the week leading up to it, I bought so much for Rip and Ships. Those 2 booster boxes are for Rip and Ships. And then Mega Dream came out, so I bought 10 boxes of that. Just bought another 7. Gonna do another order soon. So hopefully that gets here by Friday, but I'm thinking it's gonna get here like on Monday. But anyway, we'll talk about Rip and Ships soon. And just bought a couple of the collections as well. Coming into the show, I was like, you know, I'll probably move it. But after the profit and loss over the 2 days, like I just kind of do, I told you guys before, if you're new here, I just write down all the buys that I do and then how much money I walk out with in my bank account and in like more cash I do over the weekend. So I just did it over the 2 days. I was up $1,378 over the weekend, and then I spent $2,975 over the 2 days. So then I'm thinking like the total made like revenue from that show was 4,000, however I just told you then. So it was good, but it wasn't like crazy, you know. There was a lot more foot traffic in the Auckland Card Show versus our show, but I still kind of like sold the same amount, and you saw I spent the same amount too. So that was interesting. Even though there was less foot traffic, still kind of sold the same amount. I was in the back corner at Auckland Card Show, so maybe it was like my area by the time everyone got down. So like when I saw the doors open, when they got down there, maybe they'd spent like a lot of their money or found their cards, so you know that's why you pay the extra for that. But I was just like, I don't really care what table I'm at. They're going to get down to me at some point. But we had some good sales. And then with Rip and Ships, shout out to all the DJs with the Rip and Ships, we did $1,430. Pretty much nearly all of that is like duck races. We only ripped, had like 1 box break for Mega Dream. It's actually a really fun set to open, and I sold all my Mega Dream over the 2 days that I had left for the shows, which I knew that was going to happen. And then on Trade Me, I had a lot of listings on Trade Me. Now some of these were slow, bro. Some of them went so much under market. A couple went over market, which was great. Mainly more like the vintage kind of stuff. The modern is not doing too good on there, so maybe I kind of just, you know, think of strategies there. I just do dollar reserves. Anyway, we sold $400 on Trade Me, which is still good. And I sold some like games and whatnot. So the total over the whole week was $6,153, so week 55. Still need to hit that 10K, bro. One day, once I get more inventory. I know people at shows do 10K in a day, but they've got more higher end stuff, maybe more stuff that people want, you know, but that's the end of the game. And then I invested $6,753, so there's actually $600 in the negative. So over the whole 55 weeks, I have sold $128,748. That's crazy. But now I have invested $105,374 into the business. We are creeping up there. By next in the year, maybe we might be at like 300,000, depending on how like snowball I can get this. But yeah, we'll talk about that in the goals next year. We're in the profit now at $23,374. So we went down $600 in terms of like profit and loss. But yeah, so bro, that is mental. Now, a lot of people were looking to sell, so I was buying a lot. I knew that was gonna kind of be happening, but it was a good time to buy. A lot of these cards have like dropped down 20-30% of their highs, so it's not a silly time to buy. That's what I was just kind of my thought process going into it. I did buy a lot of Dragon Ball Z score stuff though, so if you're into score, there's a lot of that on the website. It's kind of hard to price, and it is harder to move. I'm a little bit like biased and nostalgic with Dragon Ball Z. That was like my childhood more than probably Pokemon, just because I still watch it now, so I'm like, fuck, it's cool. So yeah, I don't know, the market is a lot smaller for that over here, but bro, we'll see what happens. But anyway, regardless, I've got some cool cards. And then I bought a lot of like sealed, so a lot of this money that I've put into is coming into my like personal collection for like my investment. At some point I will probably like sell it, so I've got like a booster box of Surging, like an EV collection, which you guys will probably see. I bought an Astral Radiance booster box, a couple of ETBs, 3 ETBs actually, Hidden Fates, Shining Fates, Surging Sparks and Twilight Masquerade. So a lot of this sealed stuff is not going to get moved. I probably will use some of that for rip and ships, but I kind of want it for my sealed collection, so we'll see how we go. So I used to not put that into the business, but now I am. It's just like, bro, I use that money, I'm putting it into Pokemon, and that's like the kitty for the Pokemon. So it's gonna be, I just need to move some of this graded stuff. I do have a lot more PSA stuff come back. And did you guys see that scandal? Man, so I don't know if, I'll just give you a quick update if you don't like really watch Pokemon YouTube. So PSA do like a buyback. If you send your cards to PSA, they, straight away, they can buy you, like they send you an offer on your cards that you graded. And now this person sent away like 35 like Pikachu and Zekrom cards. They all came back 9s. And he was like, just PSA, he wanted the price that they offered him on the 9s. Soon after, he checked his like the cert card, cert number on the card that they had listed, and then the PSA 9 had turned to a PSA 10 on the same cert. So PSA, I don't know, I just made like a grading video of like who you should send your cards to. I'm gonna have to like edit that now again, and just do a little video at the end. Probably I'm just gonna record it right now. But that's like PSA always anyway are like up and down with their gradings. Now this is just like another thing. Don't know if it will hurt PSA yet because they still have like the monopoly on the market, but yeah, that was pretty weird. Who can you trust, you know? Maybe AI is going to be the way, maybe more people go to tag or whatnot, but yeah. Anyway, so my goal coming into Christmas, try not to buy too much. I think I'm just going to focus like quite heavily on the rip and ships for now, focus on the sealed and stuff, get some for the website, and just try and pump the content and stuff for that. I do have like a deal in the works for some cool cards, but I want to, yeah, and I got a lot of cards going for grading and coming back from grading, so I just don't have that kind of capital for like buying collections and flipping too much. And over here, I did a big post on Facebook and not too many people are interested, even though there's some cool cards on there. So maybe like once after Christmas comes back, they got a bit more money, they can put more effort and time into the Pokemon cards. Summer here in New Zealand, so people want to do other stuff, you know, want to play in the sun, and play in the sand and pull some sand castles. That's what I want to do, bro. Hit my kayak, go kayak fishing, go on the boat, stuff like that. So just other priorities and stuff at the moment. And with like work, everyone wants their jobs done by the end of the year. People got Christmas functions, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think the market's going to do? Are you still buying? Are you still selling? Let me know in the comments. But that's about it for me. Check out the website. There's some new stock on there. Hopefully I get this out. I've got lots of vendor POVs. I'm trying to pump more content. I'm getting a little bit quieter with my work, so I can put more focus into content and stuff like that, build up this brand. And speaking of brand, buy some merch, get the orders in. Anyway, that's it. And if you came to the show and I met you, you guys are absolute legends. Rahul, Kennedy, and Evan, I met you guys. Shout out to you guys, and hopefully I can meet more of you as we go now. And also the next show, Napier, we're coming there. Yeah, it's gonna be full noise. Next year's gonna be on. Anyway, that's me. Love you all. Peace.